The human shields, yeah, we're going to obliterate entire hospitals because there are human shields in there. How does that even work? So if someone kidnaps someone in this country, let's just say, puts them in a hospital, we're going to blow up the whole hospital? Like, how are you even defending this still? It's outrageous.
We don't do that, and neither does Israel.
We don't do that.
How on earth is Israel, a very competent military state, committing genocide in Gaza, and yet the population in Gaza has gone up?
The population hasn't gone up. Where are you getting that data from? From the Israeli state? All of
Where are you getting your data from? Hamas terrorists?
We so much salute the brave anchors who do not allow themselves to be railroaded by their guests that they are interviewing. Let's watch together as Julia Hartley Brewer, how she quickly shuts down an anti-Israel guest. And we salute all the anchors that are brave enough to be in the right side of history. Let's watch it together and we'll discuss it afterwards. Kindly subscribe to our channel so that a little bit of light will push away a lot of darkness.
What is this moralism? I mean, it's not a murderous.
What do you mean, what is this moralism?
Is it any more murderous than the Americans who are financing the genocide in Palestine? Absolutely not.
Sorry, the Americans... the Americans are responsible for genocide in Palestine?
Julia, did you just wake up?
No, I literally didn't hear what you said because it was so visible. Sorry.
No, it's not. The Americans finance, defend diplomatically to the hilt. They're behind what
the state of Israel.
Well.
Yes,
of course.
As we should all defend the state of Israel.
Okay, yes, the murderous regime.
Regime.
You're the only person who still defends that.
I'm the only person who still defends Israel.
That is outside of the state of Israel. The only thing people will remember you for, Julia, is your vociferous defense of mass murder.
I would be proud if the only thing I was remembered for was my defense of the only democratic state in the Middle East. I would die proud.
The defense of the Holocaust in Gaza. That's what you'll be known for.
There's not a Holocaust in Gaza.
Yes,
there's not a genocide in Gaza.
What's the
fact that
you defend it is outrageous.
Ashok, you're supposedly, and it always starts nicely, our conversations, doesn't it? You're an associate professor at a university.
Yes.
Do you know what the meaning of genocide means? Do you know what the meaning of Holocaust means? What is the population of Gaza now, as opposed to October the 7th, 2023?
This is just standard lines.
No, it's a reasonable question. Israel is a massive military. They are a strong military power with amazing capability. If there was a genocide in Gaza, their population would have gone down,
and said that it was a genocide. The UN came out yesterday and said it was a genocide.
Have you seen that report? Have you read it?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. How many times does it mention hostages?
Why does that matter?
How many times does it mention the October the 7th massacre?
Why should it?
How many times does it mention tunnels?
The genocide is occurring.
How many times does it mention human shields?
Genocide is occurring. The human shields, yeah, we're going to obliterate entire hospitals because there are human shields in there. How does that even work? So if someone kidnaps someone in this country, let's just say, puts them in a hospital, we're going to blow up the whole hospital? Like, how are you even defending this still? It's outrageous.
We don't do that, and neither does Israel.
We don't do that.
How on earth is Israel, a very competent military state, committing genocide in Gaza, and yet the population in Gaza has gone up?
The population hasn't gone up. Where are you getting that data from? From the Israeli state?
Where are you getting your data from? Hamas terrorists?
What do you mean Hamas terrorists? It's been backed up by every single international aid organization.
Has it?
And yeah, but they don't allow any journalists in there. That's the game they play.
There are plenty of journalists in there. You don't trust Al Jazeera?
They don't allow any outside journalists in there.
Al Jazeera is it? Al Jazeera is it?
Yeah, all of their reporters have been murdered by
Israel. No, they haven't.
Yes, they have.
No, they haven't.
Yes, they
have.
Al
Jazeera has reporters in.
They've killed more reporters in Gaza.
Most of them, well, actually, an awful lot of them have actually been Hamas operatives. Some of them are actually involved in the October 7th massacre.
There's no evidence of that. All you do is you're literally... You're a mouthpiece for the Israeli state.
I'm a mouthpiece for the Israeli state.
You're just a mouthpiece.
You're a mouthpiece for terrorists, then.
You haven't said one critical thing. You're a mouthpiece for a terrorist state.
I'm literally stating facts that are provable.
No, you're not.
How is there a genocide, and why would Israel be so uniquely incompetent at committing genocide in Gaza?
They're competently doing it. They've obliterated every single building that's above 4 floors. Like, why? 93% of buildings have been destroyed in Gaza.
That's not true. Rafah is completely destroyed. Why was it destroyed? Because all of the buildings were booby-trapped with IEDs by Hamas.
All of the buildings were booby-trapped. You really believe that?
In Rafah, yeah.
You actually believe every single building in Rafah was booby-trapped?
Hamas have been pretty open about this stuff, mate. They film it.
Not even Israel saying this. Who's saying this?
I think you'll find the military are making that very clear.
Which military?
Ashok.
Yeah.
What do you make of Keir Starmer recognising a Palestinian state and saying he could do
it? Doesn't matter.
Wait for the question.
Yeah.
Waiting until after Trump has left the country because he knows that's something that Donald Trump will disapprove of. Does that show he's got a spine or that he's more of a poodle?
Obviously, Starmer is a spineless, like, obsequious factotum. It doesn't even matter. But the point is that, like, we've continued to do surveillance over Gaza on behalf of Israel. We've continued to arm Israel. We've continued to train Israeli soldiers.
Of their aid,
and now we're going to recognize Palestine. What does it mean to recognize Palestine when they've destroyed any remnants of what could be Palestine? So it doesn't mean anything. It's just, it's meaningless.
So they shouldn't do it then?
Well, do it if you want. Don't do it if you don't. But if you want to really have an impact, stop arming and stop surveilling on behalf of Israel.
But 1%,
genocide.
1% of arms to Israel come from the UK. I mean, we've already got an arms embargo. For goodness' sake, it doesn't make any difference. The Israelis are able to continue.
30% of the munition of the materials for the F-35, which is the main jet that flies and bombs Gaza, including 2,000 bombs, including 2,000-pound bombs that obliterate everything within a 100-yard radius. Are delivered to Israel by Britain, that are produced in Britain. So we could stop doing that.
We could stop doing that. And do you think that would make a difference when Israel are fighting an existential war against Hamas terrorists? What do you think?
Existential war by murdering 25,000 children? Probably that's the official.
The official figure. No, it's a Hamas figure.
Unofficial.
It's a Hamas figure.
Everything Hamas. That's just so tired. No one buys that anymore.
Where do you think the figures come from?
You call everything Hamas. UN is Hamas.
UN is a Hamas apologist, yes. Where do you think the figures come from?
Like, do you just become Hamas the minute
Where do the figures come from?
Stop murder?
Where do you think the figures come from?
Every single international organization backs the figures up. No, but then they don't allow any outside journalists in. So then anything that comes out.
How would journalists collate the numbers? That's not the journalists don't collate the numbers of deaths.
So they can kill as many people as they want, and you can just say all of it is Hamas. So any information that's coming out of Gaza is Hamas? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's a statement of fact. There is no information that comes out.
Therefore, there's no legitimacy, no deaths happening. There's nothing bad happening.
I've never claimed that at all.
Because everything coming out of there is Hamas.
Do you not think it's strange that we see so much footage?
Utterly disgusting. You see so much video, so much footage, live streaming a genocide.
Yeah, isn't it? It's extraordinary. We see live streaming, we see horrible images of terrible, terrible tragedies, terrible deaths of children and innocent civilians. Do you think it's strange that we never see any footage ever of Hamas soldiers being killed or being treated in hospital, despite the fact that even on Hamas's own figures, it's believed, quoting those figures, we're looking at 23,000 Hamas fighters.
Hamas's own figures are saying that they have 23,000
when they have funerals and they celebrate the lives of their own martyrs, it's a bit of a giveaway that there are being people who are being killed by Israeli rockets.
Where is that being shown?
You need to go and do a bit more research. I can put you in touch with some people who've done lots of that research.
Sure.
Yeah, I just think maybe if you just stop just talking to people who are just waving Hamas flags in Westminster.
Maybe if you just stop talking to the Israeli consulate, then maybe
I don't get my information from the Israeli government. I get it from independent military.
That's even sadder. You're doing it without even getting any personal benefits. It's just shocking.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do I get paid to give my opinions, Ashok? Am I being paid by the Israeli government?
You're getting paid right now.
I'm being paid, but I don't get paid to give any particular opinion. I have my opinions based on the facts as I see them.
Yeah, well.
You're
the only person, literally.
Literally not the only person.
Yeah, everyone has conceded ground. You haven't conceded an inch.
No, everyone hasn't. Everyone that you speak to. You work in... I've been critical of the West Bank. I've been critical of various policies. I certainly hold no candle for Benjamin Netanyahu or indeed the two right-wingers in his government. Is that enough for you?
No, it's not enough.
No, of course it's not. Of course it's not. I'm going to have to leave us here, but only because we're over time. Ashok, I do think, because I make it a point of mine to actually talk to and listen to and read people who disagree with me, I think that you should really try doing that and you might learn a bit more. 11:48 is the time.
Julia, well done. And we need more anchors like this to be brave and to be outspoken and to be fact checkers. I mean, in this whole war, it seems to be people, they really think that they underestimate us, and they really think that we're not intelligent enough to be able to fact check on our own. And she brought out so many amazing points that's worth thinking twice again of this whole propaganda war, how it's all pure lies, myths, fabrications, everything possible to try to make Israel look bad. There is no genocide in Gaza, never existed, and it's a numbers. Genocide is about wiping a certain race out. The numbers don't support that there is a genocide. If Israel wanted to do a genocide, they would have done it on October 8th. That's not Israel's interest. Israel's interest is only one thing: live and let live. Israel's interest is let us secure our borders. Israel's interest is to secure all their citizens in Israel, no matter of race, color, or religion. Many people don't know that there are about 2 million Arabs living in Israel, insecure, with Israel providing them security, and they have all the rights as a typical Israeli citizens. This is because Israel is the only democracy in the Middle East. And if you were to interview any of those Arabs who are living in those areas, they will tell you they prefer living in Israel than any other country in the Middle East, because Israel treats them and gives them all the freedoms that they truly need. And this is the reality that the world needs to remember. October 7, we did not ask for, we did not want, we did not need. October 7 is going to go down in history as the worst day of humanity, the way humanity turned on humans. We call them subhuman. They don't even deserve to be called human. The way they attacked these 1,200 civilians on a beautiful Saturday morning, the savagery, the barbarism, the hideous crimes, the rapes and the beheading and the burning and the torturing children in front of parents, parents in front of children. One can only imagine the excruciating pain that any human can bear from the type of atrocities that was committed on October 7. And 24 hours later, the world turns on Israel and saying, hey, what are you doing? You're committing genocide, you're committing famine, etc. And that double standard, just remember what happened after 9/11, what America did to Afghanistan. Have we forgotten that? Have we forgotten what England did in Berlin to end World War II? What America did to Japan to end World War II? Why do we forget this? Why are there different standards for Israel to be able to win its war with its enemy who provoked this war, who started this war, who is swearing to its annihilation? Doesn't Israel have the right to defend itself, to protect itself, and to execute and prosecute the war no different than any other country is allowed to do when they are attacked? Other than we're dealing with anti-Semitism. We're dealing with baseless hatred. It's a centuries-old baseless hatred because we are Jewish people. Most likely the reason is because Israel has been so successful in the last 77 years that the world doesn't like to see Israel being successful. They're happy to see Israel and the Jewish people going to the gas chambers. But when Israel was able to become a thriving great nation and a superpower in the Middle East and is able to produce brilliance in all areas of humanity and is able to provide the world with gifts, insurmountable gifts that have been unprecedented in all areas of life. In the short 77 years, Israel has become the leader in cutting edge of so many different areas to help humanity. Just begin with agriculture, what it's been able to invent, technology, communication, transportation, medicine, academics, art. You name it, Israel is always on the forefront of innovation and invention for the world. Israel is here to be a light unto the nations, to be able to provide the world with good. Just give us the chance how much greater the world can be and allow us to continue our ingenuity and our innovations and inventions for you, to help you, because that's what we are all about. Hopefully the world would remember that. God bless you. God loves you.